Let's do this. Ooh, shall we get some scented candles and do a really creepy and sensual unboxing?
I don't know what sensual means, but get a grip, man. You're the Nekkid watchmaker, not the blooming accountant.
Oh, you know you're gonna get in trouble for that, don't you?
Ha! I laugh in the face with trouble. That's my middle name.
The world on it, the flat earth.
Is the world flat?
CPHG, Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. Okay, so we've got a nice little booklet. Ooh, lovely. Ciga design. Chapter 1. The world is flat. And ta-da! Greetings, my illuminated friends all over the world, and a very warm welcome to you all. I filmed this video a few weeks ago, but it seemed highly inappropriate to drop a watch review video when our planet is on fire again. But when I opened up the box, this one sentence jumped out at me. Mankind has only one Earth. So maybe this one sentence will make sense to those who are a bit confused and lost at the moment. So I have decided to release this video, and I hope you guys don't mind.
Ooh, the most cleanest strap on this.
So that's how special I am. They've given me number 3. Where's number 1 and number 2? So a few months back, Ciga Design contacted me and said, "Hey Joe, do you want a free watch?" "Go on then," I said. "What's the catch? Can you do a review?" So I said, "Look, my viewers aren't really interested in me telling them how perfect the 46.253mm case size is, or how velvety smooth the sapphire crystal feels. There are already some really cool review channels out there who have amazing production skills, who do a lot of research to provide useful user reviews. My viewers are mostly hardcore tinkerers who want to see me tear stuff apart. They want to see what will happen to your watch if I gave it to my 2-year-old. Would it survive his milk-smelling drool and his mildly salty bogey? My viewers want to know if they buy your watch and things go a bit Pete-tongue, can they easily get it repaired? Would such a complex-looking watch have to be sent back to the authorized dealer, or can they have it repaired and serviced by an average Joe like me? My viewers want to see me naked in the shower, all commando with this watch on my wrist. What? No? Oh well, actually nobody wants to see that then. Sneakily trying to get approval for a naked shower scene, eh? So after an eerie silence, they replied saying that the type of review I want to do may not be possible, as their technical team had informed them that it would be very difficult for me to dismantle the watch and remove the movement, as it's a very special case, but that they would still like to send me the watch and were very excited about me doing a review. I hope they know what they've let themselves in for, but fair play to them for having the guts to allow me to go all savage mode on this thing. Goes to show that they have confidence in their product. Now you guys in the back still muttering for the naked shower scene. It ain't happening, so settle down please. Now just like you guys who rooted for the little guy, aka me, when I started off on YouTube, I'm also a sucker for the underdog, the little guy, as long as they're honest and fair. So I was happy to give them a fair crack, and as I mentioned earlier, their sentiment about the planet and unity is a nice touch. But what intrigued me even further was that this Chinese brand entered a prestigious Swiss horology competition, then rocked up to the award ceremony and picked up the first prize and just did a mic drop and was like, "See you later, losers." Well, it didn't go down quite like that, but I'm just trying to set the scene here, so stay with me. So last year in 2021, they entered in the challenge category for watches under 3,500 Swiss francs and won. This watch is actually around the $1,000 mark. For many of us, that's still a lot of money for a timepiece. But if you're in the market for a watch in this price range, let's see what you get for your money. I'll give this to the little one and let him chew on it for a bit, and then I'll remove the movement and have a look. But before we do anything, I can see straight away that the opening on the case back is way too small for this whole dial to come out by the looks of it. It might need to come out through the top, and there isn't a bezel, So the only other alternative is to pump some air into the watch and pop out the glass. So we'll do that as well and see how robust this thing is. Put it through the mill. These are the features: synthetic sapphire glass with a hardness of 9, second only to diamond, titanium 46 millimeters, yada yada yada, titanium with the one of the kind microcarbon design, washable fluoro rubber with a breathable and comfortable grooved back, automatic movement. Now that's interesting. Automatic movement developed by Ciga design with a power reserve for 40 hours and 30 joules. So they've added a few more joules somewhere, and a margin of error of minus 15 plus 30 seconds a day. As you saw on the timer graph, it was showing a lot better than that. So I suppose they've sandbagged themselves a bit. And that's 12 past 5. And that's 10 past 12. I mean, it's a interesting way of telling the time, I suppose. I've seen far worse ways where people have tried to make time reading interesting. It's definitely a conversation starter. The movement is finished to a pretty... You can tell they've made an effort. I could tell straight away that this is a 2824 or a seagull clone of 2824. It also feels like a 2824. And then I went and had a look at the company website and realized that they do have a partnership with the seagull movement manufacturer, who produce almost 25% of the world's mechanical movements. Oh! So, I'll be taking this into the shower. I said maybe she's gonna be the one that saves me. 'Cause after all, you're my wonderwall. Right, let's check out the loom on this thing. Oh, there is no loom. So Ciga said there is a special way to remove the movement and that they would get in touch with instructions, which they haven't done yet, so I'll be using the method I normally use for this type of case. So I'll just give you a closer look at this movement. There are a couple of clips here and here, retaining clips. The case back on, make it airtight. So I have my little compressor here. And there we go. Came out nice and easy. Bit scary. Nearly had a heart attack. Okay, there's the flat earth. There we have it. And there's the old seagull with some stripes. You can't call them Geneva stripes, so we'll call them seagull stripes. Whoa! If you stare at it long enough, you'll see a dolphin or a seagull. Can't see a caliber number on the movement. Some nice detailing, some perlage work. It's not bad. I mean, and there's that case. Now, my only gripe after wearing it for about a week, my vision is 20/20, but when it comes to seeing things close up, I'm like Penfold the mole, and I find it very hard to read these. So going forward, if Ciga are watching, takes a bit of getting used to telling the time using this method anyway, but it's very hard to read these sort of polished numbers. When things shine like this, they have a tendency to turn very dark at certain angles, and if the light isn't available to reflect off it. So maybe just some, I don't know, painted numbers, slightly bigger, would make life a bit more easier for people like me.
Dinner's ready.
So I reckon this globe is just stuck to the hour wheel instead of an hour hand, or the minute wheel instead of a minute hand. Shall I try and remove it? Come on then, let's try and remove it. Here goes. Oh, hope I don't pull this up. Boom. The world is not enough. If you've always wanted to know what would happen if you reach the end of a flat earth, that's what you'll end up with. That chapter ring is stuck to the hour wheel, and the globe is stuck in the middle onto the minute wheel. And that's how it operates. So that's your minute. So instead of stopping there, I couldn't help myself and dismantled the watch a bit further. And if you guys want to see me strip the movement fully and maybe do a side by side with a 2824 and see where those extra jewels were added, let me know in the comments. So the way I dismantled the watch may not be the exact way the company does things, but I'm just trying to show you guys how a competent independent watchmaker can figure it out without too much complications. Just imagine you buy a $250,000 watch from a relatively young company, let's say Richard Mille, and then 10 years down the line, Richard Mille goes belly up. You ain't walking into your local Timson's to get that bad boy sorted out, that's for sure. So it's good to know that this Ciga design can be maintained regardless of what happens to Ciga down the line. Now I have to admit, reviews are hard things to do. I mean, how do you slag something off? It would be horrible to do and horrible to receive. So I think I prefer just tearing something up and letting you guys decide. But I'll summarize. This watch was brutally mauled by a savage yet cute little chubby baby alien. For the rest of its life, this watch will have to live with the mental scars of being in the shower with a singing necromancer, but it still beats as strongly and as accurately as it did a week ago. The the Earth-inspired case and dial and the method of reading the time has an element of wanting to do something different to try and stand out in a crowded price point. And why not? It's not easy being a revolutionary. As for longevity, the titanium case is robust and its lack of edges and contours makes it easily maintained and rejuvenated as and when needed. The top and bottom crystals are simple shapes which can easily be replaced with generic items. With regular servicing and with the availability of parts, I don't see any reason why the movement shouldn't last for decades. The lugs are basic straight lugs, so the straps can easily be changed for anything aftermarket that you fancy to personalize the watch. If you're one of them youths, then reading the numbers won't be a problem, but for the rest of us squinters, the numbers need to be a bit more practical. As for the design and how you feel about the company and the movement, that's all subjective and up to you guys. At this price point, there are many other brands offering titanium cases with sapphire and automatic movements. So what is it about this watch that would or wouldn't decide it for you? So let me know what you think of the design. Would you choose this over an entry-level Swiss brand at this price point, and why? So I hope you guys enjoyed this style of review. Please let me know in the comments if you prefer the more civilized orchestral style of watch review, or whether you like the rock and roll in the shower style. Peace and love to you all. Mankind has only one world, and I hope and pray that the fire enraging our world is quenched peacefully and soon. Please. Ta-ra.